Fillets. Shish kebabs. Perfect. Uh-oh. Hey, y'all get out of here. Mind your own business. Come on. Nothing to see. Nothing to see. Move along. Go. 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 Don't look over here. Dang cows. Hey guys, it's Rhett from the 100 Acre Wood Highlands. It is July. We are getting ready for Lucy's birthday tomorrow. We got a huge bounce house and swimming pool in the background. Cows are over here checking out what's going on, and we are grilling some Highland fillets that I ordered from Mountain Primal Meat Co. out of Colorado. Super excited to try this. We have yet to eat any of our own Highlands, and the funniest and most hateful comments that I ever get on social media are from people who are super angry that we would dare to eat any of these awesome looking cows. But they are a beef cow. Today, we're not eating our own, we're eating some that I bought. Got my shirt from that company, real excited to try it. So I want to talk about Highland beef, some of the qualities it's got, where we got this from, and why eating Highland beef is important for the production and growth of Highland numbers across the United States. Let's check it out. So Highlands are a beef breed. You know, I've talked about in the past in some of my other videos that, you know, you can potentially milk some of these cows. People used to do that in the past, but primarily they are a beef breed of cow. So their purpose in life is to produce meat. And that doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with hobby farms and you know, small operations that just want to have these as pets. There's been quite a few people that have reached out to me that said, hey, you know, we've got 20 acres. We want to have a few cows out there that have no intention of ever eating these animals. Their purpose is as a beef animal. When we first purchased our animals back in 2019, the very beginning of that year, I knew that at some point we were probably going to eat some of these cows. And I've talked about that on some of my videos, but we have never ate any of them. Last year and even into this year, it's hard for small producers to get a date at a processor right now. If you wanted to have a date at a butcher shop around here, you might be looking at over a year just to get in. So I found this company called Mountain Primal Meat Company out of Colorado and ordered some beef. I signed up for their email campaign, and they included 2 pounds of ground Highland beef along with the order, but they just sent it frozen. It came in some cool packaging. I like the box. It says, box contains American greatness and consumption may cause a swell of patriotism. So seems like a cool company. They sell elk and bison and some different breeds of pigs and other things in addition to Highland beef. But this is gonna be our first time trying this beef. Highland beef has some characteristics of being lower in fat than some other breeds of cows. You know, their outer layer of long hair helps insulate them throughout the winter, which also means that they don't put on as much outer layer of fat. So Highland beef is known for being a really lean quality beef. It's also been shown in a few different studies that it's also a little bit lower in cholesterol than some other breeds of cows. So, you know, when we were deciding on what breed of animals to raise, that was appealing to us. As a kid, we raised Angus and Herefords and a mixed bag of different cows, and every few years we would process one and maybe we'd keep half of it and sell the other half to somebody else. But we had a lot of our own beef from our own herd. And so that was something that I really wanted to have that option of being able to do that in the future. Right now, we have purchased some beef from another local rancher here in our area of Oklahoma, and that's gonna last us a little while. But at some point, we're gonna eventually process some of our own cows. So up until pretty recently, Highland cows were on the Livestock Conservancy's watch list, which means their numbers were really, really low. And they've come off that list now because there's lots more breeders that are becoming interested in Highland cows and raising and registering them, and the numbers have come up. But they are nowhere near the other commercial breeds like Angus and Herefords and a lot of these more common breeds around the country. And one of the ways that Highlands are going to grow their numbers and stay off that watch list is by producers deciding to raise Highlands for beef. So these girls have got a lot of horns on, or a lot of flies on them right now. We've been treating them about every week for them. We just can't keep them away right now. But this hair and these horns are one of the reasons that a lot of commercial beef producers choose not to use animals like this or longhorns, because horns are dangerous. I've been kicked at, stepped on, I've had horns swung at me, I've had them come running and stomping in whenever it's time to get their feed, and horns just add to the danger. They're danger for the rancher. They can tear up fences, they can hurt each other, and so a lot of commercial beef producers want animals that are fast growing, that don't have long hair, and that don't have horns, because that takes up space in the feedlots and it just adds danger to it. But if there can be enough interest in quality Highland beef, there'll be more and more producers who decide to raise Highlands for not only the uniqueness of the heritage breed, but also for the excellent beef that they produce. So if we want Highlands to stay off the conservancy watch list and we want those numbers to continue to come up, there needs to be a demand for Highland beef. So, you know, putting a video out like this, I know there's going to be people who are kind of angry at me for saying that, oh, I ate these cows, especially when I come out here every night and I take pictures of them at the sunset and I get these awesome pictures and they look so cute and cuddly and the calves are on the internet, and just, I understand it. You know, people don't want to get attached to whatever they're eating. That's understandable, but they have a purpose, and that purpose is for beef sometimes. Sometimes that purpose is purely for enjoyment, and if that's you, raise them for enjoyment. Have your hobby farm, raise them out there, let them eat the grass, and take care of that for you. Sometimes that purpose is for showing the animals. Emporia, wherever she is, right over there, she's been shown before, and I'd like to have more experience with that in the future. Sometimes breeding stock and just selling to other breeders is the purpose. So the more options and the more diverse the need is for this type of cow, the more numbers there will be ultimately in the country. So for today's dinner, we have these two little fillets that I got from them. We have some kebabs that we kind of put together from stuff that came out of the garden. This year I've got a whole bunch of potatoes that came from Haas garden seeds, and I've got some squash and zucchini on there. We're cooking a little bit of baked beans, and I think this is going to make a good dinner for tonight. And I think these are just nearly done. Oh, look at Moose. She is definitely curious about what is going on here with this grill. None of your business what's going on over here, okay? You just you keep on doing your grazing thing. Just, in fact, go away. So many of the farms that I know personally that raise Highlands are smaller operations. There are definitely Highland ranches in the United States and Canada that have hundreds of head, but most of the ones I know of are, you know, maybe 10 to 20 or 10 to 30, somewhere in that range, so they're small. And for us, I don't ever think beef is going to become a big part of our operation, but I think it'll be a piece of it. I think it'll be a small part where maybe a couple of a year are going to go on to be processed and sold. From the calves that were born last year, we didn't process one ourselves, but one of the bull calves was purchased by another couple that was their entire intention, is that they were going to finish that calf out and they were going to go on and process it for their family. And to me, I would much rather eat an animal that lived out in a green pasture somewhere and that had space to roam and lived a good life and was well cared for, than to get all my beef from the grocery store from animals that ultimately got there from being packed into a feedlot and just mass produced. Not that saying that beef from the grocery store is bad, but if I had the choice, I'd rather it come from my farm or a farm that I know of that raised them themselves and what kind of life and how were they treated, than some unknown just processed animal that I got at the grocery store. So as a kid growing up, you know, I wasn't emotionally attached to the cows that we ate. I wasn't out taking pictures of them every night and posting them on Instagram and Facebook. That wasn't even a thing back then. But I was aware of it. I knew what was going on. And as a kid, you learn about life and death on the farm. You know, I raised show pigs, and as the last part of the show at the Oklahoma Youth Expo every year, if you didn't win and weren't keeping that animal, you took a long walk with that pig to go sell it for meat. That's what it ultimately ended up being, and that was that animal's purpose. It had a good life. It was treated well. So if you guys are into eating beef and want to try something different, I really encourage you to go check out Mountain Primal Meat Company. There's also some other Highland beef groups around there, but I found them online, and I paid for the stuff. They didn't send me this stuff for free or anything. I wish they would have. But I think you should definitely check them out. I'm really excited about trying them, and in the future, we may have some of our very own that came here from the farm that we'll be eating. All right, well, I am no professional steak griller, but I'm very pleased with my decision to buy this. Really good. Guys, if this is your first time finding us, you can look us up on Facebook and Instagram by searching 100 Acre Wood Highlands. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks, and we'll see you on the next video. Stand for you. Good cow. Good cow.